The football fans, what a night of football we had yesterday. Tons and tons of goals scored, shocking thrashings, yesterday. So this is Ugo Model Football Channel. Please smash the like button, hit the subscribe button as well if you're new to the channel, and let's dive straight into it. Now, the game Bayer Leverkusen, versus PSG, absolute thumping from the reigning defending Champions League side, Champions League winners. Due coming up with a hat trick, absolutely roasted. Bayer Leverkusen 7-2. Now, I asked myself, what has happened to Bayer Leverkusen? They used to be the side that were constantly in the Champions League in the days of your Ballax, and then they fell off. Then Xabi Alonso brought them back in, made them relevant again, went on that invincible run, in domestic football up until the point where they got to, and even in European football, up until the point they got to the game, the Europa League final, they came up against Ademola Lookman's Atalanta and lost 3-0. But since Xabi Alonso has left the club, it's just been rubbish so far. Due respect to Bayer Leverkusen fans, it's just been absolutely crazy, man. Because they got Ten Hag, and then less than a month or so, something ridiculous like that, he got the sack, and then the club has just been an utter mess. And yesterday, we were absolutely picked apart. Men against boys, in my humble opinion, absolutely destroyed. Now, in the other game, talking about the Dortmund versus Copenhagen game, that was more of Dortmund coming back to winning ways, winning by 4-2 or 2-4, if you want to be that granular, that detailed. But good to be back in winning ways. Good performance for them. For their own sake, hopefully they can take this into the Bundesliga. But let's see how that shakes down. But another fine performance, in the Champions League. And then Newcastle taking on Benfica. Wow. Jose Mourinho, I hope he doesn't get sacked. The special one, I hope he doesn't get sacked, because he lost the game to Chelsea. Although I think that game could have gone either way, because Benfica were at some points in that game were the better side, without a doubt. But in this game, they were absolutely roasted by Newcastle United, 3-0 at St. James's Park. So Benfica, I don't know what happens to them in the Champions League now. It will be very tricky for them to get into that top 8, because they've been absolutely eviscerated by Newcastle United, lost to Chelsea. So it's a difficult one for a special one. Let's see what he can pull out from his bag of tricks, from his special bag of tricks. But absolutely smashed. And then we go to the Arsenal Atlético Madrid game. This was a game where you were expecting, a game to be really tough. Maybe slightly boring, where you're having two teams who want to sit back, having two teams that maybe relying on set pieces too much. Atletico Madrid, that's how Diego Simeone sets his team up anyways. And then for Arsenal, they've become corner FC, corner FC, so they score from corners. For me, I don't have any issues with scoring corners. I don't. It's part of the game. It still counts equal. Whether you waltz through the entire team of the opposition, or you score from a set piece, or you score from a corner kick, that's score from a dead ball situation, you score from a corner kick, it doesn't matter as long as you score it legitimately and it goes into the net. That's it. 100%. That's what matters to me. And Gyökeres ended this drought, scored a brace. I think Gabriel also scored again in this game. Martinelli scored in this game as well. So top marks to them for winning 4-0 at home at the Emirates against Atletico Madrid. We're a top side. Nonetheless. The style of play may not be pretty on the eyes, may not be easy on the eyes, but there's still a top European side. You can't take that away from them, and therefore you can't take that away from the Arsenal's performance. But the big question, reliance on set pieces, reliance on corners, is this sustainable going forward? But anyways, top performance by Arsenal, and let's go on to the next game. But on the other hand, for Atletico Madrid, it might be a slight struggle for them to get into that top 8, but let's see how it shakes down. And then we're talking about Napoli and PSV. Napoli, PSV. Now, this is a game where you're absolutely shocked, because one thing that you don't want to happen when you're playing against an Antonio Conte side is you don't want that side to get the first goal. Because once they get the first goal, you know they're going to destroy you on the counter-attack. But they got the first goal, but couldn't take advantage of it and got absolutely destroyed by PSV 6-2. So I'm sure Antonio Conte will absolutely want to skin those players, alive, figuratively speaking anyways, want to skin those players alive. We give them a good old rollicking in the dressing room. But top performance from PSV, no one saw that coming. I didn't see that coming. I was feeling it was going to be one of those games where Napoli would end up winning by 2-0 or 3-1 even. But outstanding performance by PSV, despite going a goal down, coming back and ending up winning the game by such a astounding margin. And then one game I must talk about right now, of course, it's the Napoli. No, scratch that. It's the Barcelona Olympiacos game, the 1-6-1. And Barcelona are a good size. Hansi Flick is, sorry for that noise, Hansi Flick, top coach. So they don't need any help. They don't need any help from the officials. But it always seems in La Liga, in UEFA competitions, the officials are always willing to give up, to give them help, to give them aid. Barcelona could have quite easily won that game 6-0, even 10-0, or whatever, without the red card being given. Because I know that's what Barcelona fans will come up to say. Oh, we would have won the game anyway. We were the better side, blah, 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 blah. Fine. You could have. And you should have. But how was that a red card? What did the referee see to say that Heze thing is a red card? How? It's just madness to me. And this whole talk of, VAR can't intervene because it's a yellow card. What? Does it make any sense? Now, if it's just a yellow card, right, then it's fine. Say VAR don't intervene, whatever. Now, if it's, I would understand if it don't intervene that, but a yellow card that leads to a second yellow card that combines with the first yellow card to mean a sending off should be reviewed. It should be reviewed 100%. Should be reviewed. So, well, anyways, Barcelona went on to win 6-1 anyways. So Fermín López put in a top performance. Maybe Chelsea should have signed him, who knows, but he put in a top performance for them, bagging himself goals in the game. And now the last game we want to talk about again is Manchester City, Villarreal, and Man City winning away from home 2-0 goals from Bernardo Silva. And who else? Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland has been in phenomenal form, scoring goals left, right, and centre. He may even go on to win the Golden Boot again in the Premier League. He may also win the Golden Boot in the Champions League as well. So top performance from Man City. Wasn't really the kind of performance where you're seeing a 5-0, 6-0 win, which you'd expect Man City to put up, but it's still a very good win away from home. So overall, lots of goals, 43 goals scored. Boo! That's absolutely madness. But for those of us that love football, love lots of goals, I'm sure you must have enjoyed that game as well. So going into day 2 of this Champions League week, of course, Chelsea will be taking on Ajax. Let's see how that shakes down, along with other exciting and riveting games that will bring in reviews for you right here on this channel. So at this point, come to the end of this video. Stay well, stay blessed.